Hey everyone, welcome back to New Wave Media, episode number 7. Your host, George Padilla, and we've got our co-host, Elijah Lundgren.
What's up, George?
How's it going, buddy?
Man, it's been a busy. It's been busy.
Man, lots of things going on.
Lots going on.
Why don't we start with just like a little life update?
Yeah.
Tell the people, what's new, what's not new, what's old, what's not old.
All right.
The same thing.
Man, I don't know. The last couple weeks, we have been working a lot together on upgrading and improving processes here and getting some things dialed in. That's been time consuming, energy consuming. But it's been great. We've got I think that our production value is getting better. I think that we've got.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. I think that we're moving in the right direction. We're getting a little bit more consistent. That's pretty cool. I have been booking weddings like nobody's business the last 2 weeks.
That is great.
I've gone from I think I had when we started this podcast, I think I had maybe 4 or 5 booked.
Mm-hmm.
I've got almost 20 booked at this point.
20 in a year.
Yeah, between now and October.
So it's not even a year. It's like within the 6 months of the wedding.
What is this next? It's about to be June, so the next 4 months I have about 20 weddings.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Definitely not all weekends because there's not 20 weekends. So tell us a little bit about what your schedule looks like, kind of.
The vast majority. Okay, so next week, Monday. So this will drop. This will drop Monday the
29th.
Monday the 29th. So a week to the day after the 29th, I fly out to Vegas for a couple days.
Ooh, Vegas, man. Whatever happens there, you already know you're going to leave it there.
It's going to be probably a very chill trip to Vegas. I'm going with my mom and my sister and my cousin. So it'll be...
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it'll be...
Family trip?
Just cooling, just chilling.
Chilling like a villain.
We're only going for a couple days.
Yeah.
But when I get back... Oh, actually, 2 days before I leave, I have a half-day wedding that I have to shoot.
Okay.
The Saturday before we leave. And then we come back, and then from that point until the second week of October, I have not very many weekend days off. And there's a few weekday weddings also.
Mm-hmm.
So the one really long one that I'm looking forward to, but that's going to be really exhausting. I have a 3-day trip to a spot I think it's called Roche Harbor. But it's in the San Juan Islands up in the Seattle area.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be exciting, man.
You've been there, right?
I've been to so the San Juan. Yeah, I was going to say it's Orcas Island. I've been because there's the Orcas Island and then there's those other above islands. Is that all part of the same thing? Because I've been to 3 different parts of those islands. The first one was Orcas Island, and then the most recent one was San Juan Islands.
Okay.
Because that one I think was the one that took longer.
Yeah.
Than when I went to Orcas Island.
It's like a 2-hour ferry ride or something.
Yeah. That's the one then.
Yeah. So that wedding, I arrive on a Wednesday. It's a 6-hour wedding on Thursday. I stay Thursday night, and then I'll leave Friday. And then I'm going to go from there. I'm going to go up north to Seattle. I'm going to stay with my sister in Seattle for a night. And then Saturday morning, I get up and I drive all the way almost to the Washington, Canada border to a small town called Everson, Washington.
You ever been there before?
Never been there.
Okay.
But I can visualize what it probably looks like. And then I have an 8-hour wedding day there, and then I have a hotel stay in Everson or around Everson. We haven't booked that yet.
Yeah.
But I have a hotel stay after that wedding, and then I'll come home on Sunday.
Okay.
So I'm going to literally be traveling and shooting weddings from Wednesday. This is in mid-August, so middle of August, Wednesday through Sunday. I'm gone.
Man, what a busy schedule.
For real.
I believe that Canada-Washington border wedding is one of the weddings that we're waiting to hear back from if I'm going to be video for you on that date.
Is that date, yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Now, the difference between, for me, I don't know how to explain it, but I do know how. Anyways, now I'm thinking in my brain. Anyways, so I would only go there for that wedding.
Right.
and you would already be up there. You're doing all these other weddings.
Yeah.
Would meet up, and then I'd come home, and then you would just continue your.
Well, when we're done,
Mm-hmm.
we'll both be done. So you'll come up for that wedding. That's my last wedding of the
Oh,
weekend.
that's the Saturday wedding?
That's the Saturday.
Oh,
wedding.
okay.
Yeah. So we'll finish that wedding. We'll party in the small town of Everson for a night.
And then didn't we say like, hey, if that happens, we should just go to Canada?
We should, yeah.
But
you need to figure out if you're open for that date before I'm willing. I don't have a passport. I am a loser. I don't have a passport. I'm a 32-year-old man with no passport.
There's 3 months until August. He has enough time to get a passport. I have enough
time. I know. I will. But I need to know that you're going to apply for it. I'm not going to waste my time.
Here's the incentive, and I'm saying it here live to the 3 people that watch.
It's 4.
Oh, 4 people?
It's at least 4.
Right. It's at least 4. Okay. Yeah. If Elijah applies for his passport, even if he doesn't get it on time, if he applies, I will open up my schedule and do that wedding with him. You heard it here first.
I think it should be completely the other way around.
Why?
I think that you should open up your schedule and do that wedding with me to incentivize me to get my passport.
No. Because I will follow through. Not saying you won't, but what I'm saying is that it'll push you to do it.
You think so?
I know so.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll have to.
Don't be a hater.
We'll figure that out. I would love for you to go, and it would be a ton of fun because I don't. If I remember right, I am free. After that, I'm free until like.
I think we talked like Tuesday. 4 days after that.
Yeah, I think
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Well, we would have Sunday, Monday, and then I think I have to be back on Tuesday. I'm double checking right now, live on the air, checking my schedule. It is August 19th. And then I believe I have something August 22nd.
Okay.
So, although it's not on my schedule here. So maybe not. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm actually free.
See.
Yeah, we'll find out. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is unimportant. Anyway,
there's
a lot of traveling coming.
Yeah.
I have, I think, 6 or 7 weddings in the next couple of months, other than those ones in the Seattle area.
That's awesome.
And then several throughout
Man,
the Portland area.
Busy.
Man, out of nowhere.
You know what's good though is that you get to throw in a little vacay right before any of that booms.
Yeah,
so.
A little trip to Vegas, and then that the one that's up in the San Juan Islands also it's a 6-hour wedding, but I'm there for 2 nights, so I'm gonna have a whole lot of time to myself. Probably not a whole lot of time, but I'll have some time to myself during that process, that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
and those ferry tickets are only certain times, so like you have no choice but to stay in that island overnight.
Right. Stuck.
Anyways, it's fun.
Stuck in Roche Harbor.
Yeah. I just want to give you a quick tip.
Yeah.
Have you been up there for a wedding or anything? Okay. You need to make sure you grab food, leave it at your hotel, or grab it right after the wedding because everything will close around 9. It's like when I went, I was starving. There was no more food at the wedding, and it was all sold out or emptied. And I went to the hotel starving, and there was literally nothing open. Not even a gas station.
That's brutal.
I don't even think they have gas stations in there.
I'll probably pack a cooler, like a small cooler, bring some sandwich stuff because this is going to be a long weekend, and it could get real expensive to feed myself. So I'm going to try to bring some food and be prepared for that.
That's what I definitely was not prepared for. So
it'd be like that sometimes. But so between those 2 weddings, we're looking at like almost 800 miles of driving and like 16 hours total of travel. But I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. It'll be cool.
It's a good experience.
Yeah. But you've also got some travel coming up. What do you got going down?
Yeah, man. Well, there's a lot of weddings for sure. But I'm also throwing in a little vacay right in between. All of this.
Yours is a little bit more than a little vacay.
Mine's a little bit longer than a couple days. I think we're going to be there for 10 days, I think.
Where are you going?
I'll just be going to Mexico.
Yeah.
That's it.
Very cool.
I'll be going to Tulum and Cancun. So we're staying in Cancun for the first 3 nights, and then the rest of the 7 days. So the other 7 days,
Uh-huh.
the other 7 days, I'll be in Tulum.
Why?
Yeah, because so I'm going with family as well. I'm gonna be going with my sister, her husband, and then her husband's sister and husband.
Okay.
And then it'll be me, my wife,
Yeah.
and my friend Jonathan's gonna be going too.
Oh, cool.
Last minute.
Very cool.
He was able to get his ticket. Him and his wife are going, so it's gonna be a bunch of us just out in Cancun and Tulum, and it's gonna be fun.
That's
I'm
awesome.
excited. I haven't done something like this in a while, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, you deserve it. You need it. You're a hardworking man.
There's
Take
a
some time
lot.
off.
Yeah, taking some time off, and once. And the crazy thing is that week, I have so we leave on a Thursday. I think the 18th is when we leave, and I think that's a Thursday. But I have the Thursday before. I have a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
I have a wedding Friday. I have a wedding Saturday. I'm off Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I have not all of them are weddings, but I have shoots those days.
June 18th?
Let me double check my calendar.
June 18th is a Sunday.
Is it Sunday?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
June 18th is Father's Day. That's the day that
yeah, okay.
you're leaving on Father's Day.
So the 12th, a wedding. 13th, 14th, 15th. Oh, the 13th, 14th, 15th is when I'll be in, I think it's Moda Center.
Oh.
Did I tell you about that? It's a headshots. It's like an all-day thing for 3 days.
Uh-uh.
Well, I have that thing.
Well,
Remember, I messaged you. And
well,
I
I
was
think
like,
I
hey,
remember you telling me that it came up, but I don't think you told me.
I asked you, I was like,
booked
how
it.
much would you charge for a 20-hour event total or something like that, but spread out through 3 days? And we talked about it.
But I don't think we talked about what you ended up actually quoting. So how did you end up structuring that?
Well,
and how many people are you looking?
It's an event. It's like a convention center. But they have their own kiosk, and anyone that goes there, I'm basically going to be taking photos for them of headshots.
Wow.
And basically the way I priced it was I'm not going to edit. I'm going to just shoot and burn. And then I'm going to have a QR code where anyone, 3 days after the event, they'll be able to just scan it, go directly to the gallery, and then they'll just pick their photo and download it.
Okay. And is this... are they providing the cards with the QR code?
So no, I'm gonna have a digital.
Oh, okay.
So I'm only gonna have. I don't think it's digital. I'm gonna do a print, and then I'm just gonna set it in front, take a picture of this for later with a website and a QR code.
Gotcha.
Kind of thing.
That's cool.
And basically the way I priced it was hourly. So I think the first day, I forget what it's like. Well, it's a 3-day event.
Yeah.
And it's spread out through the 3 days. And I just charged hourly.
Okay.
What I did do was also, I was going to provide her with any photos outside of the headshots as an extra.
Okay.
So, if there was photos of, materials or, going around following anybody and, doing any of that stuff,
right,
then I would upload those, but she would just have to pay for downloading them.
Okay. I gotcha.
Per photo, basically.
Right.
But she was like, yeah, it's mostly just headshots. And should be pretty easy, but it'll definitely be a long 3 days.
Yeah, it's going to be a long 3 days for sure. Is it full days, 8-hour days?
No, the first day is only 3 hours.
Okay.
And then the second day is 10 hours.
Oh, damn.
And then the last day is the rest of the time.
Okay.
So, yeah. And then I just got a wedding for the 16th. And then we leave the 18th. But what's on the 17th? Oh, I have a wedding on that day too.
Dang.
So that week I'll be busy.
Yeah.
I fly out.
Yeah.
And then when I come back, I'll have about 4 or 5 days. And then I'll go into a wedding and then back to the whole normal schedule.
Man. So you heard it here first. Mid-June here, we're going to probably have a week or 2 weeks where we don't have anything.
Yep.
Well, 1 week, because we'll record the week before and drop one while you're maybe we'll do 2. Maybe we'll
we've done 2 in the past.
Yeah, we've done 2.
So.
But this is technically this is the second one we've done this week. So
very true.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But you got to cool it on that shit.
I'm gonna get out of hand with this.
You're gonna get in trouble.
Get banned.
But so that same weekend, that weekend that you leave, I'm pretty busy too. I have a wedding Friday night in Portland, and then I have a wedding Saturday afternoon north of Seattle. So that's going to be. I've never done back-to-backs before. You know that?
Oh, really?
And no year prior to this year have I had back-to-back weddings before. No Saturday, Sundays, none of that. And this year,
oh, I see.
This year I got back-to-backs for days.
Man, dude, get ready, bro.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
I would, yeah. When I mean, really, I didn't really get anything back-to-back until last year.
Yeah.
And
kicks your butt.
I'm not ready for that this year.
Yeah.
You come out like that day when we went to Astoria. The very next day, I was like so tired.
Right.
And that wasn't even a back-to-back wedding.
Right. No, it was just an exhausting wedding.
Yeah, and for me, it was a Thursday wedding at the barn in Wilsonville. Day off Friday, and then Saturday.
Yeah.
And that kicked my ass.
Isn't that crazy?
So like,
it's like a day of work. Like
as soon as you turn 30, bro.
Any seasoned 40-hour-a-week worker out there is rolling the shit out of their eyes right now listening to us because we're like, oh, we have to work 16 hours out of our weekend. And we kind of just do whatever else, Monday through Friday.
We have fun at the wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, there's weddings that, we'll take a couple of drinks here and there if, if time allows, if the wedding is how,
Yeah. Well, the wedding we did last week, I second shot for you.
Yeah.
And I rode with you all the way to Astoria. And your finish time was 2 hours after mine.
Yeah.
So I just kicked back and drank cider for the whole 2
hours. Kicked back. You had a good time.
I had a great time.
I mean, the last 2 hours weren't that busy. So like I was taking a couple ciders here and there, but like it was such a long night. Like it was fine.
That's a tough part of a wedding day too, man. Especially when it starts to like die out, because when you're on the outside, it's not your freaking wedding. Like it's dying down, and you're like, all right, is it like?
There's only so many of the same photos I can get.
I can only take so many photos of you guys dancing. Like it's gonna all look the same, and I always end up having so many photos of dancing.
Yeah.
In my, when I export to my computer at the end of an event, it's just like, ugh. Like that's not what people want, really. Like it is part of it, but it's not like that's not that's not what they're looking for.
Yeah. Exactly. But yeah, anyways, that's kind of the gist of what we've been up to, what's coming up ahead, and I did want to fill you in on a couple of things. Last week we talked about the studio. Actually, this week, except it's last week.
Well, it'll be last week when this one comes out.
So we talked a little bit about the studio
in our special bonus episode.
Yeah, which we did 2 back-to-back in that one.
Yeah.
So a little bit about the studio. We've already announced that there's some stuff in the works, and we want to make or build a studio out for the community, and we want to rent it out.
Yeah.
We have a couple of plans behind that, and I'm like a quick update. I have a meeting tomorrow with a banker who's going to kind of help me through this process, and if all goes well, like soon we can actually start looking at locations and seriously, yeah. And again, there's no like set date.
Yeah.
For me, if it was my perfect little world, I would love to have it within the next couple of months.
Right. I think our set date is as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
Right.
Again, may not happen, but this is the first steps to get to there.
Yeah.
And with that being said, once we have the meeting tomorrow and like things go through or whatever, I think the journey to actually get a place to actually officially call our own is going to be exciting, and I want to vlog it.
Yeah.
I want to vlog it.
I think we should for sure vlog it. And there's been some moves made in the video department in the New Wave Media arsenal here.
Yep.
So I think the video content is going to be coming a lot more often, a lot more high quality, a lot more
higher quality, more polished. Often. Just a little teaser about what there is to come. One, our podcast setup is getting better.
Yeah.
2, we purchased a pretty big investment for behind the scenes or even weddings and stuff. So, some tools to help us get there.
A bit of equipment that will really boost that production value.
Yeah.
Both for the podcast and for the video side of things.
I think one of the biggest things about New Wave Media is, I don't know if I touched on this in the last episode, but I want this brand to be high quality or like the production value to be high.
Yeah, no, we did talk about that.
Okay.
We referenced the Marquez Brownlee mindset.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that's right.
And that's our biggest focus here. Is like trying to stay consistent, trying to stay, reliable, and making sure that we're making the highest quality product we can make.
I also think that for our listeners out there, it may look like or feel like, we want this community to get built and to grow, but we're not really doing much at the moment.
Right.
But there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that kind of are limiting us from doing that.
Yeah.
But once that's been established, I really think you'll be able to see us, more into the community side of things.
Yeah.
And reaching out to all the creatives out there.
Right. Yeah. No, it's definitely an interesting like juggling act because we want to be engaged with, what we're trying to do here, but we also need to be engaged with the other side of things to make it all work. So, we can sit here and talk about like, hey, we're not doing this and we should be, but at the end of the day, like we're very early in this process and we've got a long way to go.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll all come together.
At the end of the day, we're kind of, I don't know how to word it, so I'm not going to say it, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
100%.
It's just, there's a lot of work to be done. It's going to take a long time. And every week we get better. Every week we improve. Every week we try something a little bit different.
Yeah.
We've been planning every single episode of this podcast has been planned up until this point. This one, we decided to sit down and just have a conversation. Yeah. Next week, who knows?
I think next week will be an interesting one as well because that's when things are really going to kick off. June's coming in, and then it's go.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how we juggle all of this stuff along with all of the work that's on its way right now.
Yeah,
but we're going to. That's the one promise we can make is we're going to.
Oh, I wanted to kind of bring up really quick.
Yeah.
Throughout the week, how in one of the other episodes we talked about intentionally shooting for New Wave Media.
Yeah.
However, that kind of upsold it, and now you're going to be shooting video for one of these weddings that I have coming up. Again, that was kind of out of the blue. Let's just do it for fun, and hey, here we are, right?
Yeah.
So we did that again at Rowena Crest.
Yeah.
And
that was just for fun.
And I delivered the video. And now this isn't like an upsell, but that client appreciated our time, especially yours, because she had no idea and she had an idea she was getting video.
Right.
But she wasn't expecting.
You asked her, can my colleague come along and just kind of practice video?
Exactly.
Right.
And she was like blown away by the video.
Yeah. Which you can watch on our YouTube channel right now.
Yeah, it's already up. So go check it out. And really to touch base on that is like we're getting a lot of great feedback, not only from the wedding in Astoria to our faces that we were such a great team, but also like with the engagement, like you're coming along now, and then with this Rowena Crest shoot, she hasn't yet. I sent her all the information, but she wants to give you a little something for that time of yours that you spent. Like she didn't have to get this video. Yeah. And she respects our time. And that's what cool. I really like about some of these clients is like, or most clients is that when they appreciate you, they appreciate not only you, but they appreciate your art. Right. And your worth as far as your value that you give in that art and profession.
That is awesome.
And we talked about that with a client at the wedding in Astoria.
At the wedding in Astoria.
One of the groomsmen.
Yeah. He's in the same best boat. Man. Yeah. No, I think that is like, that's one of the things that's the most gratifying when you're self-employed and what you're doing is, your passion, it's your art. It's part of it's like part of your heart and soul, feeling appreciated versus, you work for like, you contract for some people or whatever, and like you do the job and they pay you, but there's no contact with the client really, and there's no like true appreciation. And so when somebody goes out of their way to make sure that you're appreciated, that means the world. Like that's the thing that makes us want to do this. And the other cool thing I have to say is how much feedback we've been getting about how well we work together.
Yeah, I've noticed that in like almost every single wedding or behind the scenes or
anytime we show up and work on like a job together.
Yeah,
it's we always pump out like quality product, and we always get really good feedback, and that's cool.
Yeah,
there was a long time that we were around each other, and you were shooting over here and I was shooting over there.
Yeah,
and everybody in our circle was like, dude, why don't you guys work together?
Yeah.
Like, you guys need to work together. And we were like, yeah, I mean, sure.
It at the time, it was kind of like, I'm trying to get a feel for this guy. Like,
right.
Is he a great partner? Is he, what is his style of photography? We talked about that before.
Yeah.
Or I think when we went camping, it's like, we needed to, like you said, is this guy like a real photographer?
Right.
Or just kind of,
Yeah, you got to kind of like gauge. You got to
and like that's what we were doing.
You got to low key judge.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, and that part of things took a little while, but I'm glad that we got there because like I said, we're at the beginning right now. There's so much more to come. Anyway, it's a pleasure to work with you, George.
Yeah, man, I agree.
I look forward to these podcast days. It is a monumental pain in the ass to get everything set up, but it's worth it. And when we have a space, when we have a studio space, like a lot of this stuff can be streamlined a little bit.
I would like to touch on that before we close out here shortly.
Sure.
I think not everybody sees what goes into just this podcast or any of the behind the scenes or any of the nitty gritty putting things together. But for example, this podcast, my little studio at home studio always starts off as my studio. Yeah. My regular area. It takes about an hour just to put the lights together, just to dial in the cameras, to put the podcast together.
We've got 3 cameras.
2
mics, 2 sets of headphones, 2 lights.
And then we have a microphone on each camera.
On each camera, right.
Just to get that ambient sound and be able to sync everything together.
We've got accent lighting.
Yep.
Currently, one of our cameras is boomed above us.
Right above us.
We're trying this out a little hand view,
just for funsies. That third angle is just like, what could we get out of that?
Yeah, we want to figure out. In fact, maybe that's something to ask. Maybe a little bit of feedback. If you're watching this and you saw the last episode and you see this episode, if you have any good ideas on what we can use this third camera for, we really want to have a third angle because it really helps when either we're both talking or when there's just certain scenarios where having that third angle where it's not pointed directly at one of us is really useful. So
I do think the behind the scenes one from last week was a really cool angle. Yeah. Except I wish I could change this of it is a better location because right here you can just see like
there's just not enough space. Yeah. That's one thing is like, well, it's not even that we don't have enough space. It's that the lenses we have available for this camera
are
not wide enough in this space. But I really like that behind the scenes view, and I could think of a couple ways that we could improve it because I feel like I was really in the frame and you were really out of the frame. Yeah, like you were very far away and very dark in that angle. I think if maybe we sat directly across from each other, which it might be hard to tell, but we're not sitting directly across from each other.
We're really not sitting directly across.
We're diagonally across.
Also, we could put the camera diagonally from us so that we're both in the same plane of focus. And then this would be our background.
Whoa. You just used big photographer words. All right. I need you to slow down. Whoa. That's a good idea. And maybe we try that on our next.
And then we can, I have a portable backdrop or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be cool and
just. I guess that's something to keep a lookout for. Every episode, we're gonna have a different third angle
until we nail the right one.
Until we nail the right one. So
So
I'm excited, man. Yeah. I feel like we end every podcast, and I'm just like so excited for the next one.
I think actually before we end it again. Yeah. maybe by now or maybe by next week, I want to put together a survey like we talked about.
Yeah.
And I really want to get the people's opinion.
Yeah.
On what is a good studio for a creative that you would want to rent.
Yeah.
Because although we may be in the beginning stages, it's great to have all this information in order to get to where we need to without getting it and being like, oh, we should have done this instead. Like, I want to hear from the people. So if it's not already out by now, stay tuned. I want to put that out there. We'll have it hopefully on the bio links, as well as the Instagram and any of the social medias that we have on there.
When it's done, when it's ready, when we're ready for feedback, we're going to blast that stuff. It's going to be just like where I look into the camera and say, you should join our Discord.
Very true.
Just like that. I'm not saying you should. It's just similar.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, anyways, do you want to say anything?
Hey, George.
Hey. That's what I was looking for.
Tell the people where they can find you.
Yeah, man. They can find me at georgepadillafotography.com/links.
Nice.
You'll find everything from New Wave Media content to my website, to my email, to my phone number, to my everything.
To his address, to
Do
his
you
social
want my
security
blood sample and DNA? It will be there.
I love it.
Yeah, and so Elijah Lundgren.
Yeah.
Oh. That's the wrong one.
Don't.
Where can the people find you?
I hate this so much. You can find me at alloveimages.com/bio. That's ALLOVE images.com. And the reason I spell it out is because everybody puts 3 L's, but it's only 2 L's. It's ALLOVE.com/bio. I don't know.
What was that?
I don't know. You need to stop with the soundboard.
Dang it.
I'm gonna take.
Oh, it was this one. My bad.
I'm going to take the toys away.
Okay. Here we go. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.